being in this car, and it's had me questioning a lot of things. The future of content on the channel, the future of cars that we have on the channel. I have to sit down and really think and possibly make some big decisions. And I'm not joking, it's all because of spending time in this car. He's also cost me $1 million because I need one of these. Good morning! Welcome to the very beginning of Monteray Car Week. This is kind of the whole reason we're here. Let me just show you our driveway 1 second. So, believe it or not, I think there's like 9 or 10 of us staying in this house. It's pretty cool. We're not too far away from Cannery Row and Monteray downtown, where we got Dave's gold-wrapped Squadra Corsa. And guess what? The glass is back in, so that's always a bonus. Garrett's just had this freshly wrapped and a pretty wild flame tune on it. You should hear the pops and bangs off this Huracan. It's kind of got this, like, imagine a sort of polished jet fuselage aluminium finish to it. Looks amazing on the road. This thing, honestly, the pops and bangs off Damon's Senna. Let me just take you around here. It's got the Senna GTR inspired livery, but even a GTR doesn't sound as good as this thing. That's got me questioning my own car back home. The Senna is a wonderful performance machine, high downforce, over 800 kilograms of downforce, active aero, twin clutch box, mid rear engine, flat plane crank, twin turbocharged V8. But mine doesn't sound like that one. Got me re-evaluating everything about our Senna back home. Now this, by the time this goes out, should have been announced at the launch, but this is Dave's freshly wrapped Bentley Continental GT V8 with a Gintani tune on it. The sound of this, imagine if Bentley made a muscle car. That's what this thing sounds like now. Pops and bangs on the lift-off overrun, and we've got yellow on yellow this side and black on black this side, and he's parked it incredibly close to Nico's Urus. I tell you what is funny. Oh, thanks, mate. Cheers.
And grapefruit for you.
Do you know what's really awesome about having a friend that's basically a personal trainer? Is he features and another obnoxious friend that totally trashes my piece of camera. What was I just saying about this Bentley muscle car? Just as we were getting on with the neighbors. Damn. Right. We're really going to upset people now because this is a Gintani straight pipe 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V12 Lamborghini Murcielago. It's incredible. This has me desperately wanting one of these cars. We're going to get inside this Mercy, which looks like somebody skinned a Smurf and put it on the seats, and then we're going to take you down to Monteray. But not before we immerse you in this sound. This is berserk, and I'll tell you my plans maybe for one of these on the channel in the future. Right, immobilizer. Like so, are you ready for this sound? Okay. Right, we need to let this warm up a notch. Okay, we actually need a bit of a chat because, well, I'll explain it now. So I'm not just saying this. Being in this car has actually been quite a profound moment. And it's had me questioning a lot of things. I mean, the fundamental, like the direction of the channel in its entirety. I think when I get back, I'm gonna have to make I have to sit down and really think and possibly make some big decisions as to the direction of the channel. And I'm not joking, it's all because of spending time in this car. When I first started this, it was just for the pure thrill and immersion of driving, you know, like peak analog drivers' cars, or things that just set you alight as a die-hard purist petrol head. And this, it's fast by conventional standards, but it's not fast compared to modern day standards. But when I'm in it and I'm interacting with it and I'm chopping and changing gear for no reason at all, just to interact with how sublime the relationship is between the transmission and that naturally aspirated V12, it makes me think about what sets me alight as an individual car fanatic. And why that's important is if it's setting me alight on camera, it's conveying better to you the emotions and theatre of why I started this in the first place. It was all about taking as many people virtually along for the ride in machines like this. And it doesn't have to be manual. Look, there's some really great new cars out there, but they're getting so fast, right? This thing, it's fun at 40 miles an hour. All right, now don't get me wrong, from stock they were a bit boring, but if you can exhaust one of these things, and this has got me thinking, the future of content on the channel, the future of cars that we have on the channel, and importantly, where we allocate our time to create content for you. This guy here over the last few days, the impact that this car's had on me over the last few days has had me questioning not only my original love for cars, but the direction of the channel from a content point of view. And this week for me has been incredibly valuable, but I actually think when I get home, quite profound, because I think there's gonna be back to roots.
I killed your channel.
Thanks, bro.
I killed MrJWW's channel.
No, I actually think in the midterm, you've ignited it. You've ignited it, because it's reminded me when I used to vlog on my own on a dad cam why I was doing it, and having a chat with you and driving this has been. And it's funny how things work out. It's funny how things work out. So he's also cost me $1 million because I need one of these. Mateo's here. We are now gonna take him and immerse him in what a full fat Monteray Car Week's all about. The reason he's here, so he's the CEO of Eunice Nardan, and there's a very, very, very special project going on with UN and Gumball 3000. We'll share that with you in the coming weeks and days. We can't show you right now, but we've been working on something together with them to celebrate 25 years of Gumball 3000. Really exclusive, very special, and we'll be unveiling it across our channel, Nico's channel, obviously Gumball's and UN, so that's why he's here, to do more than just enjoy cars. Monteray Car Week. That's got a bias and a lean slightly more towards new cars, resto mods, and new car launches. Then you've got Pebble, which is a more traditional concours that's on Pebble Beach Golf Course. Then tonight, which we'll be taking you along for, we have the luxury car rally cars and cocktails, and that very much is in the sort of resto mod camp, as well as some new up and coming car brands. But my favorite thing, despite how awesome car events are, because all of the destinations are separate and spread out all over the place, all of the cars that descend here are driving around. So it's like a real live active motor show on the road with some of the best cars in the world. And throughout the next few days, we're going to show you some of the car spots, because right now it's the best car spotting place in the world, bar none. So to give you an idea as to the proximity of everything, that is Laguna Seca Race Circuit, which is a hub of activity during the whole of Monteray Car Week. So while you've got road cars and car shows, you've also got race cars and racing taking place live on one of the world's greatest racetracks. So, you know, as far as a destination for this event goes, and it's more Monteray Car 2 weeks almost, because while we're here for the core events, this starts last week with all sorts of things, starting with racing at Laguna. That's actually where Car Week started, with racing. Comes to an end sometimes when it's trying to convey emotional theatre of what the engagement of platforms like this do to us as like distilled car fans, and resonates on a different level. Microphones never do it justice. It just never captivates really what's happening, because these frequencies and the resonation that comes off the engine through the chassis, up through your spine, you know, ultimately, if you distill it right down, what we are as humans is a big bag of sensory receptors and nerves, right? And if you distill cars like this down to its core, we're creating fire to propel a machine forwards, right? So the sound, the smell, the frequencies, the resonance, the interaction with this really analog, pure instrument, it ticks all of those boxes. And then when you get a bit of this, it's everything. It is everything if you're a driver. So we've come here, one of the big reasons is there's a DVE Gumball collaboration for the 25th anniversary in March. And we're coming here to set up a team photo shoot. Everyone's putting it on, representing, and it allows us to walk around Car Week as a team, which I think is pretty cool.
Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, and this my prime. Let me tell them one time.
How are you, Willie? Thanks for coming, man. Long way.
Pleasure.
It's worth it though, right?
Oh, it is.
There's worse places to be. There's worse places. How's travels?
Very good. Very good.
Good.
Yes. Vegas was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Made some good connection over there, and happy to be in Monteray.
Fabulous, man. Mate, the reception to this so far.
You know that it's the first time that I saw it.
He hasn't
You've
even
not seen it yet?
No, I had to ship it directly to this man.
Wow. Honestly, it's been a conversation starter.
Yeah.
It's been really, really special. If you're taking part on this year's Gumball, you're in for a very nice opportunity. I mean, I still can't believe that this is a 43 mil.
It is.
You believe that? This is a 43 millimeter watch. It doesn't wear like that at all. I've got 42 mils, which feel like way chunkier than that.
The thing is, I'm working, on the evolution of the FreakX that
Right.
will come in 2026,
Okay, wow.
and I'm really trying to shape the case
Right.
in a way that we can put on paper that it's smaller. Because just the fact that it's 43
Yeah.
restrains people from
Oh, I
basically
see.
you know what
Okay,
I mean?
so
43 in the phone.
they read 43 and think it's too big?
Gone.
Honestly, worry not, it's unbelievable.
50% off.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. So I'm trying to make that in 41, 42.
Wow, okay.
It will pretty much wear the same,
Yeah,
but I will be able to write 41 or 42.
perfect. How long does it take to develop a new watch?
Key should be inside.
If you take existing movements, it will take basically maybe 12 months or so. But
Okay.
we are
the key
developing
is
new
in the
movements
glass.
when
you want
we
me
do
to do?
watches, and then the process is going to be at least 3 years.
3 years. It's like engineering a car. Yeah. Speaking of which, that was good timing. All right, this place looks ideal. Look at the color of this sky. And you wonder why the Brits love coming to Monterey. You know what's been really funny? Is that when I speak to Americans who come to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, they prefer the Festival of Speed. And then when we speak to Brits, they're like, we prefer Monterey Car Week.
You want what you don't have.
Classic case of wanting what you can't have.
Yeah.
Just casual Chiron driving around. Nice. LP. Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm gonna open it. He's gonna make a U-turn. I'm gonna open this up for you guys so you guys can park it there.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Awesome car. Yeah, we've just made our annual pilgrimage into Carmel. Car Week is spread out across a huge area, right? There's multiple events all over the place. But there's something about coming down into Carmel. It's kind of like the more public, purist fan location where all the spotters come down, all the people bring out their cars. Normally, the police are kind of keeping a tight lockdown on it and it's kind of shut down. But as you've just seen, they are actively letting us park. That really helps everyone out. We can come down, speak to people, let people check out the cars without causing any problems and finding difficult parking spaces spread out all over town, and these guys don't have any hassle because it's in a controlled environment, so it's worked out really well. Like, this is why Monteray is so good. I mean, they've got this sort of micro Ferrari display just down this side street. Look, that's a GTO here. They're punctuated, look, all the way down here. Testarossa over there, 458, I think is a Spider down there, 512 BB. They're rare. Look at the flares on those arches. Beautiful thing. This is just an example of why this is so special. We just popped around the corner to find a coffee, and this is it.
Yeah.
Hey! I mean, we've been really fortunate to find parking up there, but this place is normally locked down and packed in the evening. When the sun goes down towards the end of the night, it can get a little bit leery. So it's nice for us to come down here at this time and experience it. We're gonna take a walk down here and check out some of the cars because I can see some bright colored special metal. Not to mention a exclusive edition 991 Gen 2 turbo cab. So this is ultra rare, actually. This is the final edition or exclusive series of the very end of the production run of the 991 Gen 2 911 Turbo S. And that paint color is like a sort of yellow, golden, deep, rich flake in it. That was specifically and exclusively developed for this car. They made 500 coupes and only 200 cabriolets worldwide. So to see one parked up on the street casually, ultra rare. But importantly, it's not just a set dressing of carbon and exclusive paint. They bumped up the horsepower by 27 brake horsepower. It's just rare to see one outside of a museum, really, never mind parked up on a street getting coffee. But I think that's kind of epitomizes a little bit of what Monteray Car Week's all about. This is one of my favorite occasions of Monteray Car Week. So there's this wonderful event called the Luxury Car Rally, which hosts an event called Cars and Cocktails, which is on the Santa Lucia Preserve at the Hacienda, and it's a sort of end of day event. It goes in to the evening, and the curation of supercars and hypercars is some of the very best throughout Car Week. But what's beautiful about it is the view that you're seeing right now, all the way up, I'm not joking, about 6 miles, all the way to the main event. And it's a different type of foliage up here. It's a different type of environment, and the trees are different, and there's like vines hanging out of the leaves of the trees. It's just got its own vibe, but it's so beautiful. And every year, when I wind our way up here in a convoy of friends, it's one of those moments where I get back home after an incredible trip, and for some reason, it's one of the moments that sticks in my mind as being the most special, because we're with good people in a beautiful location, driving special cars, making mega memories. Okay, we just got here to the Hacienda. Wow, they must have some heat here, because last time we parked here last year, this grass was green. Oh, Challenge de Rally, nice spot. It's beautiful out here. Honestly, the drive up, as you've just seen, it's almost tropical. Like, it's a totally different feel to anywhere else in Monteray or Carmel. Honestly, this event, it's got some of the coolest cars. And as I mentioned earlier, there's like quite a heavy resto mod theme, which on the theme that I was talking about earlier this morning about, you know, immersive peak analog driving experiences, that's got my interest peaked hard right now. Just pure raw, just full fat, engaging emotional driving. That's what I'm searching for. About that yellow grass, it looks like the main grass is green. That must have been what I was thinking about from the last year. So happy to be here. You know, years absolutely fly by. Just touching again on it in the car a minute ago. There's certain events that just stick in your mind, right? When I think of Monterey Car Week, I think of luxury car rally, cars and cocktails. Just one of those things that sticks in my mind as being special. To be back here again right now, it's like the year has evaporated and we're back here all of a sudden. But in reality, so much has unfolded since then. Controversial statement. Despite the fact that they only made 375 McLaren P1, I actually think long-term, Senna is going to end up being in a more special place. Now, the reason why, before you bash in the comments, 500 Senna made, sure, but it's the last non-hybrid V8 Super Series car that McLaren made. So there was Sports Series, which was like 570, 600 LT, and then Super Series, which was this and Senna. But this is reliant on old hybrid tech, whereas Senna is just pure engine. It's a lighter car, it's a more driver-focused car, and it's named after Senna. Going forwards, to look back, I just think it's gonna sit in that, and it's a much more raw, pure driving experience too. And this is what I'm talking about with regards to where cars sit and the purposes that they have. There's something about Senna. There's like no sound deadening in the arches. You take it out, it's a sense of occasion. It's loud in there, it's still raw. Even though it's not a manual car, man, it kicks. Like it's a serious piece of kit. We've been around Damon's for the best part of a week now. With that exhaust on it, the thing is savage. If you get in a P1, weirdly, it's starting to feel its age. We were really fortunate a few years ago to do a back-to-back in a McLaren 720S and a P1 up JWW's in Ras Al Khaimah. Weirdly, I preferred the 720S. It felt lighter. It was more sort of dexterous. It's just amazing how things evolve, you know? But really, the Senna is all about the lack of weight and that non-hybrid drivetrain. Still, it's probably the most beautiful McLaren ever made. Rare to see a McLaren on a Michelin. That seems to be a theme out here. Michelin seem to get swapped onto every brand that they've got a fitment for. Check this thing out. It's a Chiron Pure Sport on a Michelin Cup 2R. Now that's a track-biased, ultra-sticky, lap-time focused car. I remember Andy Wallace, who is Bugatti's development and test driver, telling me why they use Michelin tires. And he was saying that at top speed, these are subject to 7,000 kilograms of centrifugal force. Now, how do you even contextualize that? Well, he was saying that the opposing forces on the sort of polar opposites of the tire at Vmax due to rotational force is the equivalent of having a Chiron hang off both opposing apexes of the tire at full speed. How insane is that? Right, so that's why they ended up going with Michelin, because they're the only brand in the world that was able to develop a tire that would A, stand up to a lap time, B, stand up to massive centrifugal forces at Vmax. Cool kit. It's definitely one of my favorite events of the year, this. So I think Monterey Car Week generally is my favorite sort of couple of weeks of the year, but within the event, I like the luxury rally cars and cocktails thing because, well, look at it, because of that. What you can't tell here is like we're in the middle of a preserve. So there's like several thousand acres of nothingness around us. And then in the middle, there's this hacienda and they pile in all of these really sort of niche cars. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm living the dream.
What brings you out?
This thing.
What is this thing?
These are abominations.
Okay.
Now, this one was an America Roadster.
Okay.
One of 250 cars in the world.
Hey.
Let me tell you, this originally
Yeah. Okay.
was Tiptronic.
That's sacrilege too.
I've got a 993 that was leaking oil and smoking
Okay.
during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I needed to go for a drive.
Right.
And ultimately I said, Bobby, let's convert it to EV.
Nice.
This is 200 pounds less than stock, 500
That's kinda cool.
horsepower, 500 Newton meters of torque. But the key is the way Bobby set this thing up, it is the best driving car that you have seen in the 964 era, period.
Damn, that's
Drive
a
it,
bold statement.
drive
man.
it,
Bold statement.
and that's
All
it. So
do you know what's really interesting about
Tell me.
ending the video here?
tell me.
The beginning of the day today,
Yeah.
I started my day in a manual V12 Murcielago.
Okay.
Right? So in terms of like polar opposites, we couldn't be further apart.
Couldn't be further apart.
And it's interesting because I opened the day questioning everything that that my journey in cars has evolved to, and almost thinking to myself, the way forwards is backwards, because I just love this peak analog, click-clack, open-gated box, NA, rev matching for downshifting for no reason, just to engage with it. And here we are, concluding the day, standing next to a sacrilege 964. And it's just interesting hearing your passion about something that is the polar opposite of everything I've been raving about all day. So
and everything that
we ought
I
to try
was
and
brought up.
drive it at some point.
I'm a 993 turbo guy.
Okay.
Literally converting a 3.6 to a 3.8.
Okay.
There is nothing better than the shifter,
Yeah.
the going in a tunnel and slamming on the gas and rolling down the windows. I get it.